Yep. Bonjour, Hillsborough. How's
Hello.
everybody doing today? Thank y'all for joining us. You know what time it is.
It's 5:30
It's 5:30 everywhere.
everywhere.
Thanks for hanging out with us in the pandemic. We have a great evening for y'all today because we have Elise Tyler and Rutland Tyler joining us from the Colonial Inn in just a second. But first, since I know y'all are probably getting pretty hungry and thirsty, let's go ahead and tell you what we got for dinner tonight. Because over at Antonia's, the family style meal is lasagna. Y'all haven't had that lasagna before. Guess what, dude? It is like crack. You're going to be hooked in no time. But the date night deal for $69 is the gorgonzola stuffed mushroom and prosciutto wrapped pork loin with Port Beurre Rouge again today. So that's going to be really good. And I got a text from Miss Kate Carroll of Radius today to make sure I got this right. It is their special tonight is the first ever harvest from their own Falcha Fields farm. Falcha means welcome in Gaelic. Red leaf, oak leaf, mesclun, parsley, and lemon thyme with their garlic croutons. We recommend the tart apple vin. Also back on the menu is cedar plank salmon, basil, gorgonzola fritters, and their own hand-cut French fries.
Oh my God, I missed that cedar plank salmon.
Yeah, that's over at
That is
Radius. So
good.
be sure to get you some.
And Tacos Los Altos is open until 8 o'clock today, so be sure to go on over there. And they're doing curbside takeout, which is awesome.
Ay, caramba.
Hi, caramba.
But you're probably looking for something to drink, so let's turn it over.
Yay! So my turn. So Elise said that they're gonna stir up something with a bourbon over there where she's hanging, and so I decided to follow suit. So we're gonna make the Boulevardier today, which is quite delicioso. So we're gonna take, as per, how many ounces of booze do we use here at Yonder, everybody?
2.
Here you go, 2. So I'm gonna do 2. Maker's Mark. Normally you do equal parts of whiskey, and you can use either Campari or Aperol. Traditionally it's made with Campari. I'm gonna use Aperol. I think it's a little slightly less bitter. I love it. So I'm gonna do about an ounce of the Aperol and an ounce of sweet vermouth. Keep your vermouth in the fridge. Keep it fresh longer. Keep that in mind. And all of these things are going to go into something glass with ice in it so that you can stir it instead of shake it. You want to be gentle with these and just make them chilly. And we're going to take these ingredients and we're going to, after we've gently stirred them, we've got an orange on the fridge over there. And if you happen to have a really big ice cube, like we have a round ice cube maker, those are great. The ice purists will say my ice is impure, but fuck them. We use what we got. And so that's it. We're going to stir those ingredients together. And then we're going to strain it into a glass over the ice. Oh my goodness, making a mess. Yum. And then we're going through. Did you get the peeler too? Orange twist. Just kind of rub it around the rim and drop it in. Oh my God. Freaking delicious.
Is
Woo!
what's that called again?
Boulevardier.
Boulevardier. Sounds so good when you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what else sounds really good? How about jumping over to hang out with our guests, Elise and Rutland Tyler? Voila, there they are.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. Happy Friday.
It is Friday, right?
This Friday.
Good. Hey man, so tell us a little bit about you guys. Let's get to know you guys for a little bit before we start talking about the inn. Where y'all in from? Elise and Rutland Tyler, where y'all in from?
So we are currently sitting in our backyard in Durham, just about 20 minutes away from where you guys are.
Where'd you grow up?
So I am from Eastern North Carolina. I've been a North Carolina kid my whole life. I never left the state. This one, not so much. I went and married a Yankee.
That's okay.
I'm a transplant. Yeah, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm from Cape Cod. So I think part of the draw for me with the inn was I grew up in a house that's 300 years old. So it's kind of close to home. It feels like home, Hillsborough does. So.
Hell yeah. We don't really hold. We don't really blame Yankees too much, dude. As long as they got here as soon as they could, you know.
Yeah.
So welcome to the party. Were y'all already familiar with Hillsborough before you got out here?
So I've been in the Triangle since 1995. I went to UNC, so I was a freshman in 95. Some of the old restaurants that are no longer even there, like I had some friends that worked at Tupelo's and that sort of thing in Hillsborough 100 years ago. But it was a little off the beaten path for a college kid at UNC, but we made it over there every now and then. So I was fairly familiar with Hillsborough once I moved to the Triangle.
What were your first impressions, Elise?
Oh, of North Carolina or of Hillsborough?
Hillsborough.
Oh, man. So I fell in love with Hillsborough when I first moved down here in 2010. My roommate worked at Tupelo's. So I used to come down. I had no friends, so I'd sit at Tupelo's and I'd look down there and I'd look at that old inn and I was like, man, somebody needs to do something with that inn, which I've heard probably a million times, since moving here. And of course, since it's been purchased and we've been working on it. So that was my start. And, fast forward 6 or 7 years, my boss and I walked around the corner after eating lunch at Laplace, and they were literally nailing out the for sale sign. And we were like, oh my gosh, that thing is for sale. So we pitched it to the current owners. We walked through. He's a structural engineer, one of the owners, and he jumped up and down on the floors, and he was like, man, I think we can make this thing work.
Oh my gosh, really?
Not your professional opinion. So,
Great.
so here we are. They purchased it in January 2018. And, it's, if you've driven by lately, you can see we've got paint. We got drywall going up right now, paint in the upper floors. And so we are moving right along. It's so exciting.
Dude, that's awesome. I know that, previous to COVID, the opening of Colonial Inn was going to be the #1 news story. It's all anybody that could talk about, way back in January and February. That seemed like you probably think that was the event of 2020. And then this came along. Before the pandemic, what was the timeline looking like for the year before COVID came along?
Yeah, before the virus, we were originally projected to open in March, and that got pushed to April. And we were really looking April, May kind of time frame. So, despite all the difficulties that people are struggling with right now with COVID-19, the inn has been able to continue with construction. And so we have just really been able to ramp things up. We've had great weather. The superintendent has just been pushing. So right now, the original building, we will be ideally, hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, and don't hold me to it. But right now we're projected to open in July.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's right around the corner. It's coming right up.
Yeah.
Have you had to make any cancellations from bookings? Were you booking in June? What's going on there?
Only one.
Well, no, we had quite a few. We had quite a few people who were interested. There was a girl who was interested in April. We had a May, a big party, and then we had a June wedding. But really, they canceled, I guess, kind of on us, and we let that happen. It was really organic and important for them to say, hey, this is our timeline, and we're going to move forward. And so we were able to just take the role of, hey, whatever you need from us, we'll support you. Push it a year, and we'll certainly honor anything that we've said, and we'll move forward, and we'll make it happen for you. So we haven't had to play bad guy, which is good.
Nice.
Yeah, I was getting my hair done over here at Haven Salon. I keep talking about Rebecca De Jesus, who did my hair. I just discovered her before all of this craziness, and now it's just, look how long this is. It's crazy. But she told me the day after I got my hair cut that she was doing a photo shoot over there, a wedding shoot. And that wedding was, and she was actually very excited. She was going to get to do hair for the whole bridal party when the wedding happened. And, I was excited for her, and then bam, here we are.
Yeah. It's so funny. We found her about, probably close to the same time. And we just said, hey, do you guys want to be part of this? And they welcomed us with open arms, and they've been incredible. We've had lots of fun getting to know them over the last couple of months. And that's one of the things I think that has been fun about stay-at-home orders is watching people online and, watching Lindsley and her, distance sales and coming and watching all the concerts with Yonder. And so it's been fun to kind of get to know people at a distance. Just have a little bit more time to do that. So it's been a silver lining, I guess.
It's kind of hard to be able to predict anything. We don't know if, we enter phase 2 this next Friday or the Friday after, and then even how long phase 2 and phase 3 is going to be. So this is almost kind of a silly question, but you're talking about opening in July. How do you envision? Do you have any idea how that's going to be different than like a normal July, or do you already have plans in place?
Are you taking reservations? Do you have staff in place? What's going on with all of that?
Well, we've started the hiring process. Starting to interview and vet some people. But there is no normal July because this will be our first July.
Mm-hmm.
So the neat thing about what we're going to be trying to do is we're going into this knowing that COVID's a thing. A lot of people kind of had to change their equation.
Right.
Well, we've had time to think about it and prep about it. And one nice thing about the Inn is we have some really huge outside seating that's available, which, doesn't get around the 6-foot rule, but it makes it a lot easier to kind of accommodate that sort of thing. So that's one thing we're thinking about, is really just trying to push people sitting outside when it's summer and the weather's nice. And if people are comfortable with that, so be it. We haven't figured out exactly what we're going to do with the indoor seating. Elise and I have to go over to the main kind of banquet hall and do some measuring to see how many we think can safely get in there. It'll obviously be fewer than what we had initially planned, but the big thing is presenting a fun atmosphere that people are still comfortable participating in. We don't want to put anyone in a bad spot or put someone in a dangerous spot, but at the same time, I think everyone is pretty desperate to start feeling normal again.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can be a part of that, then great.
Yeah, and I think we'll just we'll move forward, being flexible and looking at the way things are in town and how comfortable people are, and of course following the guidelines from our mayor and the governor and Orange County and the state and federal guidelines. So we'll just be as flexible as needed. It's really important for us to just do what needs to be done and be respectful, and I think that's all anyone can ask.
So it's a weird pivot, one that we're even kind of dealing with. It just seems like for so long, like throughout our entire careers in the service industry, but also since we've taken on this place, our entire focus has been trying to get as many people in as we can during a shift.
Breaking records.
Yeah.
Right. Every weekend was a new record to break, so we were trying to get more people in to have higher sales, and we were on a pretty high trajectory. Yeah, and it just seems like now it's like to just even try to shoot for that, it's almost irresponsible, and it's going to be trying to reckon how to, run a profitable business and still maintain these guidelines. That's been the big challenge so far, is that change of mindset for us. But like you said, that's not as big an issue because this will be your first July. You're starting right with that.
We're always going to be breaking records the first year.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, if day 2 doesn't beat day 1, I'm doing something really wrong. How have y'all been dealing with this? What you're drinking? You guys started cutting yet? Like how you been dealing with the stress of this thing? Well, so we got a pretty busy household. We've got 2 boys that are 15 and 13, and then we have a daughter that. So we're parenting will keep you pretty busy. Helping the kids do online school, trying to make sure our little one's not doing anything too crazy. I really hope our mothers are doing a good job watching her right now, since we're out here on this call right now. We haven't heard anything break or anyone crying yet, so that's a good sign. But just hanging out with the kids and just doing whatever we can do to stay busy and stay sane. And I've relearned a lot of high school math since my son has been doing online learning. It's not true. You actually do use this stuff.
Yeah, when you're kids.
When you're kid, you need to check your kids' homework. That's the only time I've ever used it. But
yeah, we're crushing Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we watched a lot of Star Wars.
The whole thing.
My drink recipe game is pretty tight right now. I've had a lot of time to work on that, and but yeah, I haven't minded it that much. I mean, I guess if you hate your family, you probably think quarantine sucks, but
yeah, you can only control so much. So
Yeah.
Are you doing most of the teaching, Rutland, or are y'all splitting it?
I've been doing most of the proofreading. If I'm teaching him, he's in trouble. So he's really good at following along with what his teachers have laid out and that sort of thing. But he is not the best at dotting I's and crossing T's. So I always have to kind of go back and double check the grammar and make sure that things are capitalized and that sort of thing. But the essence of what he does is very good. It's not always presented in the best way. So
yeah, we're sharing the load, but it's been fun.
Nice.
You've been challenged, by the way. Looks like by one of our viewers at home. David Terranawar has commented that neither of you look old enough to have teen boys.
I'm 43, so.
And I'm a stepmom. So the boys are my stepchildren, but I love them like my sons, and so we treat them that way.
If I was sitting closer, you'd see more gray in the beard, but that's why I'm far away from the computer right now.
Nice. So you're watching, you said Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. I'm always pimping the Battlestar Galactica every time somebody tells me they're in sci-fi. Have you done that series yet?
No, I never got into that. I had a good friend who owns every single thing that has ever been produced that was even remotely related to Battlestar Galactica.
Highly recommend it. And I think it's out there streaming somewhere, so you don't even have to watch commercials.
Nice. All about that.
When the kids get to sleep, what are y'all watching on TV?
So we're watching
Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah. Star Wars, bro. No.
And
So we're watching Altered Carbon on Netflix right now. That's one thing we're watching.
Yeah.
We were into the Ozarks.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Just some of the streaming, some of the more dramatic shows on Netflix right now. We're enjoying that stuff.
We haven't gone Tiger King yet, but
And I refuse. I'm going to be the last person in America to watch Tiger King.
depending on how long the stay-at-home orders.
You're not missing
If
out.
I watch Tiger King, it's been a long damn time.
I watched, I think, 2.5 episodes, and that was all I could take.
There's a couple roads out here in Hillsborough we could take a drive down that are way crazier than Tiger King. So we don't need that.
I grew up in the country, so I can, yeah.
Yes, sir. As it's been explained, the city's weird, but the country's where the strange is. So
Damn right.
Ditto. What's for dinner tonight, y'all?
I think we're ordering pizza.
Oh, nice.
Neither one of us were cook, and the boys gave it the seal of approval. So they were just going to order some pizza, have it delivered, and not leave the house.
That's awesome.
Nice. Well, we can let y'all get back in there before any of the kids start holding each other hostage. But we definitely big time appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with us today.
Oh, absolutely.
And we cannot wait for y'all to open up down the road. Like I said, it's been all anybody's talked about for the last, I don't know how many months. So, yeah,
Decades, but yeah, months since they actually started construction on it.
We here at Yonder, we're especially excited for you guys and for Nomad. And I know we were like a week or two away from Nomad. That would be the first time we got street traffic, like foot traffic on King Street. We've been all by ourselves after 6.
Yeah,
But,
well, don't you worry. Give it a couple months, we'll be opening up, and it makes me laugh that 182 years of presence in Hillsborough, and the debacle of previous owners for us, and bringing it, the phoenix rising out of the ashes. We're 2 months from opening, and a worldwide pandemic happens. He's like, we are going to open this thing. It's going to be spectacular. We can't wait to invite everybody in. A couple months, we'll figure it out. We'll make it all work. It'll be good.
You're tempted to say almost that nothing else bad could possibly happen.
No.
But don't say that shit.
No.
I'm not rolling the dice on that.
Nope.
knock on something. Hey, thank y'all very much for hanging out with us, man. We really look forward to partying soon.
Well, indeed. And speaking of partying, if you guys have time, I thought I'd show you one of the drinks that's going to be on the Inn's menu.
Oh, hell yeah, absolutely.
Go for it.
Absolutely, please.
So it's funny. It would go well with what you made earlier. It's a Scotch-based drink.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
Silly questions.
So it's kind of a my take on a Rob Roy. I don't know if you've ever had a Rob Roy, but it's equal parts Scotch and then equal parts Grand Marnier. Those are the two big ones that you put in there. And then just like yours, a little bit of sweet vermouth, not a lot. And then we kind of tap it off with some bitters. So again, and you need to use a malty Scotch. You can't use one of the smoky ones; it just wouldn't work. So one of the maltier Scotches.
So what are you using?
So this is a friend of mine gave me this for Christmas. This is just called Glendronach. It's a 12-year Scotch, nothing crazy. At the end, I'll probably use something different, but this is just what I had on hand. And unlike yours, you got to get violent with this, and you just shake the ever-living hell out of it.
Nice.
Shake it like a Stanley Tucci.
Like it's angry.
We have big cubes too, but
Our cubes are square, not round.
We have those too. The
And
round
then
ones
you
were.
strain it just over ice in the glass, and because of ours is shaken, it's frothier looking than what you guys had. A little different look, but
Well, I can't wait to get down there and try that.
Yeah, we're actually coming over your house right now.
So because of the Grand Marnier, and I did this in the kitchen, you actually you get a grater and put a little bit of orange zest in there. So we're going to call this one the Orange County.
Nice, good call.
But again, if anyone is a big cocktail fan, it's kind of based off of a Rob Roy. So again, you got your Scotch, your Grand Marnier, a little bit of bitters, a little bit of vermouth, shake it pretty violently, and there you go.
That sounds delicious.
Dude, I can't wait till we can get closer than 6 feet to that thing, man. That looks good.
I'll bring you a 6-foot straw.
Yes, sir. That's a brilliant.
really good.
How are we doing?
53.
All right.
Well, if y'all have an extra hour, y'all please stick around. We're gonna jump off this and then we're gonna restart back up because we have certain C's with Catherine Whalen, Danny Gruen, Austin Rappel, and Chance Murray are about to do our Friday night music hour with some jug band jazz. So hopefully y'all can stick around and check out the music. Hopefully everybody just jumps on with us from there.
We'll be there. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks a lot. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank y'all very much.
Let's do this again right before you open. Let's let everybody know.
Oh, definitely. We'll have to have you guys over when we finally turn the key.
We're there. We're there.
Holding you to it.
We're there. Thank you very much.
We'll even pregame.
What's that?
Right.
We'll pregame at your place.
That's right.
Perfect.
We're down. Count us in. Thank you very much, Elise and Rutland, man. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Let's party soon.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. Bye.
And as y'all heard, y'all stick around. We've got certain C's. We're about to jam with them in 5 minutes. So please stick around. And next week, join us again because we have Aaron Campbell Creative. I'm not even gonna be able to do all these.
Kate Carroll.
Tuesday, we have Kate Carroll from Radius. Wednesday, we have who's it there?
Matt from Matthews.
Matthew Shepard from Matthew Chocolate. Thursday, we have Mayor Jennifer Weaver. That's going to be great.
And then Jeannie from Unique Boutiques.
So
Next week is booked.
kaboom. Y'all come hang out with us, 5:30 all week next week. But come hang out and listen to some music. Thank y'all very much. And thank you, Sam Montgomery Blend. You're a sweetheart.
Bye, y'all. Ciao. All right.